Здравствуйте! In this video we're speaking about verbs, глаголы, and we're going to discuss the aspect of Russian verbs, вид. And I picked this new verb, to draw, по-русски, to draw, рисовать, рисовать. And we're going to need it in the past tense, and this is a good time to review how we form past forms of Russian verbs. And what we do for all verbs, we do the same thing. We drop the last two letters, T и мягкий знак, and we replace that with L for a man, la for a woman, lo for a neuter word, and li plural. So we're going to need this verb in the past tense in the feminine form. So рисовала. And we're going to need it because we want to describe this lovely girl, smiling girl, who is drawing something here. So if I wanted to say the girl was drawing a picture, the verb in that sentence in Russian would sound like this, рисовала. If I wanted to describe this picture, where I see the girl is not drawing anymore, she's finished, she's done, here is the picture, it's ready, I would say нарисовала. So in the English sentences, I would probably go from something like the girl was drawing, where I have was before the verb and I have ing ending with draw. And I would probably use the same verb but in a different form here to say she drew a picture or she has drawn a picture. So the verb is the same. The verb hasn't changed. What changed is the stage of the action. So here I'm looking at it while it was happening. She was drawing in the middle of it. And here I'm looking at the same action when it was finished. She drew a picture. So just like in English there is a difference there, in Russian it's very similar. So it's the same verb, рисовать, but in different forms of it to emphasize that the action is complete here and the action was in process in the first picture. So the difference you can see is an addition of this na. And when we do that, to Russian speakers, the meaning of this verb is that the action is finished, there is a result. So we say the verb is the same, but the aspect is different. We call it aspect, different stages of an action. So this is imperfective, and this is perfective. And we use perfective when we're looking at one-time action. So I'm not discussing this girl drawing every Sunday or anything like that. I'm looking at this particular act of drawing right here, where I can see the result of that particular action. Emphasis is on the result. So discussing this one act of this action with the result present. And because the emphasis is on the result, I'm discussing the action when it's finished, one-time action finished. I cannot use perfective verbs to describe present because in the present there is no result. Things are still happening. So I can either talk about something that was finished in the past, one-time action that happened in the past, or I can discuss my plans, how I'm going to finish something in the future. With the imperfective verbs, we talk about repeated actions, habitual actions. We talk about actions in progress versus the result, finished, happening, in progress. And we can use these verbs in all three tenses, past, present, and future. So let's look at one more verb. I picked the verb you know this time, читать, and I'm going to use it with the subject я, just as an example. So you already know past. You know that if I were discussing what I did, I would say я читала. In the present tense, you know present, I would say я читаю. And you don't know future yet, but it will look like this, буду читать. But this same verb has a perfective form. Прочитала, no present, прочитаю. So the difference will be like this. Читала is more like I was reading. Читаю, I am reading. Буду читать, I will read. Прочитала, I read, I finished. Прочитаю, I will read, I will finish. I'll continue in the next video.